I now want to invite Commissioner Caroline N. Lentupuru. Ms. Lentupuru is a commissioner at the National Gender and Equality Commission. She's a convener for minority and marginalized communities and regional offices coordination. Ms. Lentupuru holds a Master of Arts degree in International Development and Social Change from Clark University in the US, and a Bachelor of Education in Arts from Moy University. I went to Moy University. We are amazing people. Before her appointment, she was Director of Governance Affairs at the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee and served as a County Executive Committee member in Baringo County Government. She has also served as a Gender and Development Coordinator at World Vision Kenya. She advocates against FGM and early marriages, achieving an International Campaign Award. She has also received an Outstanding Commitment Award in recognition of her academic excellence and community commitment. Please, can we just appreciate Ms. Lentupuru with a round of applause? Thank you. Yes.
The Executive Director, Flown Initiative, the government representatives that are here, the non-governmental organizations, the different that are represented, both from Kenya and the rest of Africa and around the globe, international and regional guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I feel I've not greeted you enough. I request that you turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, habari. Did they respond to you? Then be gentle enough to tell them, asante. Na karibu sana. Did they struggle with Kiswahili? Yeah, because I'm cognizant that we have international visitors and you're most welcome. We are pleased to have you in Kenya. You're most welcome here. And before I go on, I would like to also appreciate my colleague, Dr. Margaret Karungaru. Commissioner, if you can wave. We work together and we are sisters. So when I'm on the podium, she's there to cheer me up, and when it is her turn, I do the same. Thank you, Commissioner, for coming. We've also come as National Gender and Equality Commission. We have a team of staff that are supporting Flown initiative in this, and they're seated at the back. Thank you so much, colleagues. Yes, so I'm pleased to join you in this important conference on women and transport, Africa building feminist cities, and wish to register our appreciation to Flown initiative and all the partners that, there are many. I'll not name each of them, but there are many partners that have made this conference to be a success, because already it is a success. The fact that you are here, I am here, and your neighbor on your left and your right hand side are here, makes this conference already a big success. So we congratulate you also, Flown, for the 10 years anniversary. It is a great milestone. I tend to think that Flown initiative is the first of the civil society in Kenya to have interventions in women and in transport sector. So we really appreciate you. For those of us who are not familiar with the National Gender and Equality Commission, I would wish to explain that this is a constitutional commission which is established under the National Gender and Equality Commission Act of 2011, and it is one of those that is born out of Article 59, 4 and 5 of the Constitution of Kenya. And so our mandate is to promote gender equality and freedom from discrimination for all people in Kenya. And we focus on special interest groups. And these groups include the women, include the children, the youth, people with disabilities, the elderly, people of the society, as well as the minority and marginalized communities. And so we have many functions. They number 16. And one of them is that we have a function of promoting, of course, gender equality, and we are mandated to coordinate as well as advise on public education programs for the creation of a culture of respect for the principles of gender equality and freedom from discrimination. And so that is why we are here to support FLON, so that these principles are really upheld: gender equality and freedom from discrimination. And such forums are important for us, and that is why we really appreciate the invitation and the partnership we have with FLON, because it's out of these engagements that we get to know what is hurting the women or the men in our cities insofar as transport sector is concerned. And being a commission with a mandate to advise government and oversight government, then we'll be able to make advisories that are informed, advisories that we got information from the right holders. And so we are really happy to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, our cities, despite their outward appearance of neutrality, are deeply gendered spaces. They are designed, sometimes we say very unconsciously, and the needs of the women are not put into considerations. This is because mostly men are the ones that they are the designers, they are the architects, the engineers, and so they do things that match them. The cities look beautiful with cars and those roads, but sometimes they present many challenges to the women, the girls, the children, and people with disabilities, and even the elderly. And such raise a lot of concerns, safety concerns for women, because their needs are not included, and especially in our cities. Not only in Kenya, but I believe in most parts of Africa as well. So women and transport must therefore begin with first identifying mobility and transport needs specific to women and the community at large. So we need to look at transport from the lens, from the gender lens. And there is need to take care of the different needs of women and the multiple roles that women play in transport. This is because women, according to the Kenyan population, we are almost at 50-50. So it's such a big constituency, such a big population that cannot possibly be ignored. And that women are active actors in transport system value chain. When we go to the cities today, at the bus stops, women are commuters. And they are also pulling those cars, they are drivers, co-drivers, and they own vehicles, they are mechanics. They are also in the software industry, designing. They do a lot. They also manage transport. So while they are active, it is important, therefore, to take care of their needs because they are in a space that matter to them. Public transport is the backbone of access to health care, for example. We need transport to reach to the hospitals. We need public transport to reach, to participate in communities. For example, for us to have come here, we needed transport, and some of us used public transport. And so we can say that transport gives us an opportunity or an access to economic opportunities. And so it is empowering. It should be empowering to the women. And so that's why it's very important to have transport that considers the needs of the women. As we kick off the great conversation in this conference, let us explore solutions to look into the challenges that women face in city transports. There are many of them, and I'm sure we are very, very familiar, that there are multi-dimensional forms of harassment, assault, and fear of violence that deter women and other special interest groups that I had mentioned, including persons with disabilities and the elderly, from using public transport. Because it is not always safe. If you ask the people from the rural area, when they come to the cities, they would want somebody to guide them. And they are not blind, but they want security. Somebody to walk with them because they feel unsafe. Statistics show that 52% of women witness sexual harassment in public transport. And 27% of them actually report that they have experienced. There is a report that was done in 2021. So there is a lot of that as a big challenge and has continued to be. And there is a need for a lot of sensitization around it. The poorly designed public transport systems, inadequate lighting, and lack of women-friendly waiting areas also create unsafe and uncomfortable environments. During the day, I don't think women feel safe in every street in Nairobi. Those of us who live in Nairobi, do you feel comfortable on every street? Definitely no. There are certain streets which we don't go during the day. Now you can imagine at night, the number of streets that are safe become more. And so women need to be involved during designing stage and also in policy making, so that we could even have areas that are women-friendly, waiting areas, for example, as we wait to board. Women, especially those with caregiving responsibilities, often have limited time and flexibility, making it difficult to rely on public transport. There are benches to take a rest or even attend to a baby as one walks to catch a bus. Do we have such in Nairobi? In different cities in Africa? Maybe other countries, I don't know, but in Kenya, no. So there is much that needs to be done around that. The other issue is also affordability of transport and public transport and the means of payment. Mostly we pay using cash and via M-Pesa or phones. But this comes with challenges. It makes transport actually expensive because one, you are lucky if you get back your change. Many times you don't. I was a victim one time. I feel compelled to say how I lost money and how my transport of 100 shillings ended up becoming times, I think, 6 times. I was going to Moi University as a new student, and we had been given money by the by the government, of course, was giving us funds. So when I gave out my 500 shillings to the conductor disappeared. And then another one came asking me for the same money. So I had to pay double for that. So it can be very expensive. And so because of that, there is need to think around that. How do we support SIG? The other big challenge is inadequate data. We need data, especially on women trailblazers, those who are working in the transport sector. We need data on ownership of matatus, women drivers, and etc. So there is a report that about 46% of organizations globally are collecting data, but not, so most areas are not covered in the world. So I appeal to all of us to look at these issues and many others, and so that we can see how to ensure that there is gender equality in transport. So we'd like to appreciate the work that is done by Flown. We thank you because of all that you have been doing. You have done a lot in this area and in this sector, and we are happy to support you as the National Gender and Equality Commission. We are here for you. We'll continue to work. We are following on all that you have done, even in Machakos County, supporting the county to do policy on women and transport. So with those many remarks, I want to stop here. I'm told my time is up. The Lord bless us even as we continue with this workshop. Thank you.